Okay. Shabbat Shalom, Israel. Welcome back to Hebrew Chosen Elect, Sabbath Class, and reading. Um, Hope everybody's week's been going well. I want to start by giving all praises, glory, and honor Yahweh by Shem Mashiach, Yahweh Shai. Yahweh being the true name of the Heavenly Father, and Yahweh Shai being the true name of the Son, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus the Christ. This week we'll be picking back up in the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 4, I believe, where we left off last week, verse 3. But before that, quick announcements, as usual, which is upcoming new moons, high holy days. Which actually for us happens to be tonight. It's sundown, going until tomorrow. So Feast of First Fruits. We are now coming into and we'll be celebrating tomorrow at the Charles Price Memorial Park, Pavilion 8. All Israel's invited. We've been announcing this every week, so it's finally here. If you're going to come, we ask that you feel free to please bring a signature dish and or beverage, or also send in your free will donation of $25 if able. Tomorrow at 1 p.m. until sundown. Lock it. So this is in Middletown, Delaware. The address is on the screen. So, probably anybody that's coming has probably already RSVP'd, but if not, this you still got time. RSVP, let us know you're coming, and that way we got that head count. So, of note for the park, all alcoholic beverages, if you plan on drinking, please make sure they're in a red cup. Also, no parking on the grass. Emphasis on that because the Israelites, if you don't already know, though you should, are the Blacks, Hispanics, Native American Indians who love to park on grass. So, not here. No parking on the grass. Park in the parking spots that the park has allotted for visitors. I don't got an emphasis on the red cups because that's something we do well.
Why is that? It can't be in something else?
Drink out of red cups.
Okay.
I'm just saying. I had the emphasis on parking on grass because we love parking on grass. We can't do that at the park. But we drink out of red cups all the time. That's what they want. If you got alcohol, they want it in a red cup. So yeah, please RSVP if you haven't already, or you can also contact me or Yakanai for questions about coming out to class or join the camp, or if you have any questions or want any topics, class brought out on any topics, hit us up. The number's on the screen, phone or through Facebook. You can message us through that. If you like, also please make sure to like, share, subscribe to our YouTube channels, HCE Red Pill Reality and HCE Reloaded. That's it for announcements. We'll go ahead and get started unless anybody has any questions. In class, no. Online, no. If anybody online has any questions, feel free to drop them, and we will either answer on the spot or at the end of class. So, who's my reader today? All right. We're at Deuteronomy chapter 4, and verse 3. We went through 1 and 2 last week. So we're going to start at verse 3. Go ahead, bring that up.
And it reads, your eyes have seen what Yahweh did because of Baal Peor. For all the men that followed Baal Peor, the Most High, thy power, have destroyed them from among you.
Mm-hmm. And that's going into when what's the name? That's going into Balak. Yeah, Balak and Balaam. So the prophet was Balaam. So Balaam gave the advice to Balak to send your women to Israel and get them to follow your God. So that happened at Baal Peor, which Baal Peor is really Baal of Peor.
Right.
So the God's name isn't Baal Peor. It's Baal because that's the common name for the false gods that the heathen in ancient time would worship, right? But this was the people of Peor. So it's Baal Peor, Baal of Peor, and one of the chief ways of worship was illicit relationships with women. So they was into fornication a lot, all manner of profanation. That had a lot to do with the worshiping of the god of Peor, Baal Peor. Just a little quick Google search. It said worship practices, worship of Baal Peor was uniquely characterized by sensual indulgence. So, that's always been common among the heathen and the worshiping their gods. That's why they would have temple prostitution, right? And even if you go to Proverbs chapter 6, somebody grab me Proverbs 6 real quick. But not just the Canaanites, not just the Moabites, the Edomites, also the Greeks. They was famous for having to do with women in the temple. This is a common custom amongst the heathen, amongst the ungodly. And it shows here in Proverbs 6, verse 23 down. Go ahead and bring that out. Actually, 23 down. So chapter 6, verse 23 and down.
For the commandment is the lamp, and the law it is light and reproofs of.
Come up here a little bit so anybody online can hear you. Just stand up while you read, and then you can go back. Come up like next to Yaquan. Yeah, just because you gotta, your voice is it's not as loud as it needs to be. Go ahead.
For the commandment is a lamp, and the law is light, and reproofs of instructions are the way of life.
Bars.
Go ahead.
Nah, don't pay me no more. Good.
To keep therefrom.
To keep thee from.
Thee from the evil women. From the flattery of the tongue of a strange woman.
Now, and that's who we were falling victim to, and with Balaam and Balak, the Midianites they were strange women, and we went over that before. That now even our women who are supposed to be set apart, being Israelites, our women are strange women, just like us as men in the world are strange men. Being strange means being strange from the Most High God, right? Not being set apart in line with the commandments, the laws of God. So it says the commandments are a light to keep you from that evil woman, from the strange woman. Verse 25.
Lust not after her beauty in thy heart, neither let her take thee with her eyelids.
So the first off, they're all about making sure they look good. They're all about getting their hair done, just being sexy and provocative to do what? To entrap men. Go ahead.
For by means of a whorish women, a man is brought to a piece
of bread, because most women, it's all about their looks and appearance and making sure they're sexy before they leave the house, before they go out in public. They'll say they have standards, but most of them really will let anybody get with them as long as they have something that they want, right? And they know this, so that's the whole purpose of getting their hair done, the makeup done perfect, getting their BBLs now, their brush jobs, or just showing as much flesh as possible, because they have a goal of getting whatever they can get, right? Getting money, getting bills paid, getting free food, or just getting a sucker to follow them around and listen to their every command, because they want to be goddesses, for real. So it says, lust not after beauty in thine heart, right? Verse 26.
And the adulteress will hunt for the precious life. Can a man take fire in his bosom, and his clothing not be burned? Can one go?
So no. Now that's enough. Now go to, all right, I believe next chapter over.
Next chapter?
Yeah. The one that says, no, same book. Next chapter over.
7.
Now, verse 4, chapter 7, verse 4. This is going to go into this, continuing on the same point of the law is going to keep you from falling for a strange woman, and to let you know not to lust after her beauty, because she's getting all sexy and did up because she's trying to conquer you, right? So read verse 4.
Say unto wisdom, thou art my sister.
Thou art my sister. So the wisdom is the wisdom of God, the commandments, the word. Go ahead.
And call understanding thy king's women, that they.
So that this is supposed to be. I ain't gonna go into that, but this is supposed to be your first wife. This verse is saying, okay, let it be your sister, or understanding, let it be your kinswoman. Basically, this is the main woman that you're supposed to keep close. It's metaphoric. It's talking of wisdom, right? Yeah, it's likened unto a woman. So when you're attached to this woman, you don't fall for the woman that's trying to seduce you and trying to get over on you by doing what? Making her appearance attractive to you, by getting her makeup perfect, by enhancing her body, or just showing as much of it off as possible, right? That won't happen when your first woman is wisdom. The first woman you're attached to, I think one place it says it's my mother, but keep going. Verse 5.
That they may keep thee from the strange woman, from the stranger which flattereth
Flattereth.
with her words. For
Go ahead.
at the window of my house I looked through my casement, and beheld among the simple ones I
Discerned.
among the youth a young man void of understanding.
Okay, and now drop. So she found a young man void of understanding. Now drop down to verse 13. Because now we're going to go into the point. The whole reason I went to chapter 6, went through these verses, is to show Baal Peor, the worship of Baal, often has to do with some type of sexual deviancy, and it's tied into the worship of Baal. That's what it's bringing out with the strange woman, right, in ancient time, that you had to look out for. Now you still got that strange woman, but we don't know we're worshiping other gods. It's hidden now. We're just still doing the same actions that they did, right? These women, they making themselves a god. So the Baal today is money, right? But back then, everything that our women do on TV, showing the ass on TV, twerking on videos, promoting all manner of whoredom, that was a part of Baal worship. And the same way back then, the wisdom was what you were supposed to first tie yourself to, that be your woman. It should be the same thing today, because even though nobody's going to sacrifice to a image, people think that they're not doing idolatry, but we know that it is, because it's still the customs of being practiced. So she caught him, verse 13.
So she caught him and kissed him, and with an
impotent face
said unto him, I have peace offering with me.
So what are peace offerings? Where do peace offerings go to? Your God. You take your offerings to your God. So the strange woman, right? The adulteress that's catching this young man the same way, okay, we was caught up in Baal and followed Baal Peor. That's because we wasn't tied to the wisdom. Keep going. So she says that I have my peace off. That's so she gets herself looking good, but she also puts forth the image like, I'm also godly, I'm spiritual, right? And we see that today, don't we? You got the chicks, they go home and they light the sage, or they pull out the rocks, the chakra rocks, or, all that, the crystals, all that foolery. So this was going on back then. It's all a part of seduction. And a lot of cats, they fall for that today too. They think they think it's sexy that she got the crystals and she's spiritual and burning sage, and it's just they become more seduced and caught up in the woman's web. These are the things that women use, and that was what was happening then, and that was tied to Baal Peor, the Baal of Peor. Keep reading. You was at 14.
This day have I prayed my vows, therefore came I forth to meet this. Diligently to seek thy face, and I have found thee. I have bent my bed with coverings of tapestry with cave works
Mm-hmm.
fine listen
With fine linen
of Egypt.
of Egypt. So, you know, a lot of times with the real ghetto ones you see on like social media, they be twerking, taking butt photos, and the room be janky. But no, most of the time these women, the real top notch ones, you know what I'm saying, not the ones that live in the projects. But they keep their house, they keep it smelling good. They got the candles lit, so they got the face done, they got their hair done, they got the body done. They showing you everything that you like. Then they bring you home and they spiritual, right? And they got the sage burning, and they into to they got the Erica Badu vibe and all that. Yeah, and they keep their room and keep their house smelling good, clean to the T. Uh, uh, sheets is nice. Got, you know, just everything is the best, and you know the simple go in and what? Huh? Consume with these women, consume with their lust, and now are subject to these women and brought into sin, right? Verse 17, and then we go back.
I have perfumed my bed with
Myrrh,
aloes,
huh?
and
Myrrh, aloes, and cinnamon. So, and that's how they get you. And they really want to take advantage of you and get everything you got. But they know, okay, I also got to bring them into, yeah, that's done. You can drop that. Bring them into my religion. And, you know, a lot of simple Negroes, they get into Buddha because they met a woman that was into Buddha. Get into Islam because the woman that they was lusting for, she's into Islam. Get into chakras because they met Erica Badu and she had the good goods, and now I'm in the chakras. Same thing was happening in Israel in Baal Peor. Same thing happening today. So, huh?
The same thing we see repetitively, even in the Garden of Eden with Adam and Eve.
Mm-hmm.
So the Most High says that the man is the head of the household. It's because he's been given the authority to lead that woman.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a reaction of the sister who may not have a covering.
Yeah.
And as a result.
And we was the ones given the wisdom. So when you follow behind them, you're giving up the wisdom to follow behind them. Real quick, First Peter, on your point, Adam and Eve. Because a lot of times this is how brothers fall victim. The truth, leave the Most High's ways, it's over a woman. Man's fall was over a woman. 1 Timothy 2:12. Somebody bring that out.
Come on. First.
Start at 11. So this is why also, you know, the loud black woman, Christian woman, she don't like this verse because, nah, what you mean I gotta be in silence? I can teach. I can be a pastor. That don't mean what it says. Go ahead, bring that out.
1 Timothy 2:11. Let the woman learn in silence with all subjection.
Mm-hmm.
But I suffer not a woman to teach, nor to usurp authority over the man, but to be in silence.
Mm-hmm.
For Adam was the first formed, then Eve. For Adam was first formed, then Eve.
Mm-hmm. So Adam came first. Go ahead. And then Eve was made for what? A helpmeet, not the other way around. Not the other way around. You're not Eve's helpmeet. You're not supposed to be the helpmeet to the woman. Go ahead.
And Adam was not deceived, but the woman being deceived was in the transgression.
See that? So it said Adam wasn't even deceived. The woman was deceived and was in the transgression. Now Adam was still held responsible though. Why? He's the head, and he didn't do something. He let it go.
Participated in it.
The precept, go that Genesis 3:16.
Hmm?
That's in the lower one.
Well, that's where it happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So, but it said he wasn't deceived. The woman being deceived, showing what that, and then even reading the account.
Mhm.
Why did the snake choose Eve? Because he knew I'm not going to be able to get through him unless I get through to her, and I can get through to her, and then through her, I can get through to him, and that's why the scriptures warn over and over again. The wisdom, that's your first wife. The commandments, that's your light. And then when you're following that and you're walking in that and you're unmovable, unbendable, then you guide your household, you guide your woman in that. And you won't fall victim to this strange woman that's trying to bring you into subjection and wants you to be her helpmeet. Because that's a lot. That's what becomes the household too. Now your money is the help, right? Even the ones that's like, I'm a what's it called?
Stay at home.
No, the high value woman, the high value woman. I'm high value because I make six figures already, and I'm not dealing with no man unless he's also high value. So you got to be six figures. But when we're together and we're going to build this empire, though, you're paying all the bills. I still get my money, but then we got our money. You're to help me. You're to help me. You're there to pay bills and to still bring in six figures so that she's still a six-figure woman. And then y'all just, you're to help. You're to help now.
Proverbs 31 clears all that up.
Huh?
Proverbs 31 clears all that up.
That clears up the misunderstanding that a woman ain't supposed to work, because that's the other flip side where they're like, yeah, you got to take care of everything. Yeah, it says that she's doing all this for her husband in Proverbs 31. But women today, they consider themselves high value. And all they'll take is a high value man. That high value, they're only basing their value off of the money they make.
TikTok.
Right? How good they look in TikTok, their TikTok views, just false knowledge. And they're not basing their value off of any type of being in subjection, like we just read. That Eve was supposed to be in subjection, supposed to be a help, right? That's to them, that's low value. And then but high value is just their money, they can be independent. But you wasn't even made independently. Adam was. Right? So they flip things upside down.
Yeah.
But they understand that we'll fall for the appearance. So that's the first thing they do is make sure that they look good, they look sexy, and they can get you stuck on and with mouth gape and drooling. That's when they know they got you. And a high value man he's got to be six figures and ready to pay everything.
You know, like $400 dinners.
Mm-hmm.
$1,000 dinners.
$1,000 dinners. That's high value. None of the standards of either side has anything to do with moral, what's it called? Morality.
I'm still trying to figure out, what are you paying $500,000 for dinner for two? What are you eating?
Yeah, you're eating garbage. You're eating the art on a plate. Because it be small portions and it just looks nice. It's decorated with it's stupid.
And when the drinks cost $100, $150 per bottle.
Yeah. But that's what comes off of
kind of women.
Yeah, these kind of women, these strange women. So like nobody's going and sacrificing to the idol image of Baal no more. But it's still the customs, the culture is still there.
So we also see, just as it was in Adam and Eve, and here, even today, right?
Mm-hmm.
Scripture tells you how can you enter a strong man's house? You see that Satan, the same Satan, is the Satan that created the woman's liberation with her.
Mm-hmm.
And as a result, putting her first because he knows disorder gives him power.
Mm-hmm.
And the only way he can enter into a strong man's house is by corrupting or deceiving his ego.
Right. Right. Which they know through the woman. Get the woman. I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah.
'Cause you gotta-
destroy the man if he can't produce that kind of money at the restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
He's broken.
Yeah. Then she goes and she destroys his character. You know, is bad. But what's the guard from that? The commandments. And what happened to the men that fall for these women? He destroyed them. And that's what ends up happening. Even if you're not destroyed physically by disease or death, you destroyed by your life, the type of life you're subject to now. So let's go back. Verse 4.
But but ye that did cleave unto the Most High Yahweh are alive, every one of you this day. Behold, I have taught you statutes and judgments, even as the Most High Yahweh commanded me, that ye should do so in the land whither ye go to possess it. Keep therefore and do them, for this is your wisdom and your understanding in the sight of the nations, which shall hear all these statutes and say, surely this great nation is a wise and understanding people.
Yeah, these same laws and statutes that they say what? Done away with. These the scriptures say that that's your wisdom, understanding, and in the sight of the nations, they would say this is an understanding people. Because it is. Because it should be wisdom that a man is a man. That should be wisdom. But nah, the Esau, he wants it to be a man can cut it off and flip it and you know, and then the woman y'all can swap. You can cut it off and she can sew yours on, and then
I didn't think that was possible.
It's crazy.
I said something about that. I said, wow, these doctors are witchcraft.
yeah.
I said, yo, they literally gave a woman
Mm-hmm.
the male anatomy. I
Mm-hmm.
said, wow.
And now like you've seen it at low level places of employment where you're like, is that a he or a she? And we only making 40,000 a year. Because I think that gotta check it. I think even insurance might even pay. I might have heard somebody saying they'll pay for it, but listen, they must be something's going on. Because even with the BBLs, like chicks that's working regular low paying jobs is walking around with BBLs and breast jobs, but you know, simps probably paying for it.
They be getting some of that stuff in installments.
All right, well there you go.
Like
So now
phases.
So but this is the laws. The laws of God would never allow these things because it's not wisdom. It's wickedness. Verse where we at? Go ahead.
For what nation is there so great who hate Yahweh so nigh unto them? As Yahweh the Most High is in all things that we call upon him for.
Mm-hmm.
And what nation is there so great that hath statutes and judgments so righteous as all this law, which I set before you this day?
And that these are rhetorical questions, right? It says, what nation is there so great? Meaning none. Has God so nigh unto them? None. No other nation has God that close to them. Keep going.
Verse 9. Only take heed to thyself and keep thy soul diligently, lest thou forget the things which thine eyes have seen, unless they depart from thy heart all the days of thy life. But teach them thy sons and thy sons' sons, especially the day that thou stoodest before the Most High Yahweh in Horeb, when Yahweh said unto me, gather me the people together, and I will make them hear my words, that they may learn to fear me all the days that they shall live upon the earth, and that they may teach their children.
Right. Which the church today ain't doing. Right. Don't read the Old Testament. What are we teaching our kids today? Whatever pastor said. The scriptures say, make them hear my words. Where's the chief place you find God's direct words? The Bible, but the Old Testament, the laws, the prophets. That's the main place that the church today is saying stay away from.
Right.
Keep going.
Verse 11. And ye came near and stood under the mountain, and the mountain burned with fire unto the midst of heaven, with darkness, clouds, and thick darkness. And Yahweh spake unto you out of the midst of fire. Ye heard the voice of the words, but saw no similitude. Only ye heard a voice. And he declared unto you his covenant, which he commanded you to perform.
And who's the you? Just all through this thing, who's the you?
It definitely ain't all.
It's not all people of the world. He's speaking to Israel. It's covenant you. Who's the you? Israel is the you. Go ahead.
Even 10 commandments, and he wrote them upon 2 tables of stone. And Yahweh commanded me at that time to teach you statutes and judgments, that ye might do them in the land whither ye go over to possess. So
Yahweh commanded me to teach. John 12, 48, 50. Yahweh commanded me to teach you statutes and judgments. That's what Moses said. John 12, 48, 50.
And it reads, he that rejecteth me and receiveth not my words.
Now, who's speaking here? This is the direct words of Christ. This is the red letter. Direct words of Christ. Go ahead.
He hath one that judgeth him. The word that I have spoken, the same shall judge him in the last day.
So what word is that? Go ahead.
49. For I have not spoken of myself, but the Father which sent me. He gave me a commandment, what I should say and what I should speak.
And we bring it out all the time. And he said himself, I haven't spoken of myself. Like somebody needs to, this should be at the front of every church.
He can't be God talking.
Yeah, he can't be God. And he's not making up something new.
Right.
He says, I have not spoken of myself. Pastor, he's going to tell you something different. Your auntie, she's going to tell you something different. The Pope going to tell you something different. The Pope, he speaks to himself. He thinks he is the sub in for Jesus, right? The vicar. He said, I've not spoken of myself, but the Father which sent me. Go ahead.
Verse 50. And I know that his commandment is life everlasting.
Wait. If you read it, I missed it. He gave me a commandment. What did Moses say? The Lord commanded me at that time to teach you this, that, and third, statutes and judgments. Christ said, the Father, he gave me a commandment, what I should say and what I should speak, meaning teach. So now God changed, I guess. Verse 50.
And I know that his commandment is life everlasting. whatsoever I speak thereof, even as the Father said unto me, so I speak.
So, and the commandment is life everlasting. Well, okay, it's a new commandment because this one brings life. The first one that he commanded Moses, that didn't bring life. Sirach 19:18-20.
And
Maybe
reads,
that's the what we missed, right?
the fear of Yahweh is the first step to be accepted of him, and wisdom obtaineth his love.
Mm-hmm.
The knowledge of the commandments of Yahweh is the doctrine of life.
Oh, so Christ is speaking the same thing. What's he speaking about? The commandments, the statutes, judgments that Moses brought, because they were the Most High brought through Moses, the same thing Yahushua is saying. And then you receive eternal life because these commandments are what gave you life. Go ahead.
19. The knowledge of the commandments of
Hold
Yahweh.
Read and they again, and they that do them.
Hold on, you don't got
Verse
it on the
19.
screen. Oh, yeah, that's what, I'm not at verse 19.
You started 20. But go ahead.
The knowledge of the commandments.
Yes.
You read that, but then you said the fear of the Lord. Or maybe I misheard, Salaki. But just
go in.
19 again.
The knowledge of the commandments of Yahweh is the doctrine of life, and they that do things that please him shall receive the fruit of the tree of immortality.
Mm-hmm. So they that do the things. It said they that do the things that please him. So what pleases him? I said, what I said you can do, you do. What I said you can't do, you don't do. Very simple. And
This will go over the Christian's head.
yeah, go over the Christian's head, and then that takes away. So Hebrews said that Christ was that one sacrifice. So after that, there's no more sacrifice. It's the death part, the sacrifice, or you having to be put to death, or you being banished. It's life when you don't break it. So if you had followed the commandment from the beginning, we wouldn't have had death. So the commandments, the do's and don'ts, have always been life, right? Because the non-life was a punishment for not doing those things. So, and this is the same thing that Christ was teaching.
Salaki.
Mhm.
So can we say contextually the audience is one of authority speaking to one that's under his authority?
Oh yeah, yeah,
That's another issue.
because he's speaking to Israel, right? And then that's the thing, exactly.
Right.
And then when the others come in, who's their authority? The authority speaking to you is, no, I'm saying the others, the other nations. The authority speaking to you is going to be right. Key word, because I like where you brought that up. The authority and those under authority. So who's going to bring you?
We're going to bring them.
Right.
Isaiah 14.
We're going to bring it to you, and that's your authority. Right now, they're in authority.
We shall take them.
And now the earth is filled with lies and falsehoods revolving around the worship of God, because those that's supposed to be under authority is teaching those that the Most High made to be in authority. Go ahead.
So I can have that scripture.
Mm-hmm.
Isaiah 14:2. And the people Israel shall take them and bring them to their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them in the hands of Yahweh, in the land of Yahweh, for servants and handmaids, and they shall take them captives whose captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors.
Mm-hmm. Keyword what? Rule. You just read it. Keyword rule. Rule means to be in what? Authority. All right. Pick it back up, verse 20.
The fear of Yahweh is all wisdom, and in all wisdom is the performance of the law, and the knowledge of his omnipotency.
Mm-hmm. So Revelation and the knowledge of his omnipotency. What does that mean?
All power.
All power. Let me see if I can get a definition.
limitation.
Omnipotence, almighty power, unlimited or infinite power. So, because the Christian dogma is God, you can't keep the law, so God changed that you don't have to. God changed for you because you can't or you won't. But with his omnipotence, can't he? So he can have omnipotent power, but can't have his way. That's what I get out of that. He's omnipotent. So how can you be omnipotent but have to change for your creation? You can't mold your creation. But that's the thing. He what they don't understand is even where we're at in time and the earth, the wickedness in the earth is part of his omnipotence and his molding man to be and doing things his way, not man don't want to listen, man just wants to do their own thing. I can't change them, so I'm just gonna change me for them. That's Christianity. God can't do it, but they say every what do they say about God? Won't he do it? Well, won't he do it? Won't he have his way?
Let's say maybe Christian saying that I can do all things through Christ that strengthens me.
Yeah, I can do all things through Christ, but Christ can't do all things.
Yeah, that's the dogma of a Christian's mindset, right?
Mm-hmm.
When his word does not return void, and you were speaking in Philippians that I could do all things in Christ, because it was said by the Most High, the power to achieve those results is in the word. It's part of his omnipotency. You talk about omnipotency.
Exactly.
His word is
And that's what they can't see. Like what's happening in the earth, and especially to our people, like that was a chastisement. He's having his way. He is doing it. He's doing what? Chastising you, because that's gonna get you right. He don't have to change. I'm gonna change you. And I'm gonna and he's so omnipotent that he doesn't have to just change you like magically, like poof, okay, you're good. Now I can change you into you wanting to change. Because I'm gonna beat that ass until you're gonna get it.
And you know, and most Christians don't understand that. Who's the one using the belt on us? The other nations.
Mm-hmm. So that who's his belt? The other nations. Revelation 22:8.
And good.
We're going down to 21. So this is on the Lord commanded Moses, not Moses made up his own thing. Christ, everything he spoke was of the Father. He spoke what the Father commanded. And that was law, statutes, commandments. Go ahead.
Revelations 22, verse 8. And I, John, saw these things and heard them. And when I had heard and seen, I fell down to worship before the feet of the angel which shewed me these things.
Mm-hmm.
Then saith he unto me, See thou do it not, for I am thy fellow servant,
Mm-hmm.
and of thy brethren the prophets, and of them which keep the saying of this book, worship God.
So another thing, so if Christ changed this up, you don't have to keep the law, statutes, commandments. This is the last book. This is the last chapter of the whole thing. And this is Christ's angel letting John know, don't worship me. I also keep the sayings of this book. Meaning what? He don't just do his own thing. The law, statutes, commandments, God said this can be done, this can't be done. He keeps the sayings of the book. He's under the authority, right? And what book is it that he's talking about? That's important too. Is he talking about Matthew, Mark, Luke, John, Paul's writings? Nah, those ain't even been wrote yet. right? So, and he's saying, I keep the sayings of this book. And then said, worship who? Worship God. We know it's the Father because earlier he revealed to him the Son, the Lamb. Now he's saying worship God, meaning the Father, like you said. Verse 10, go ahead.
And he said unto me, seal not the saying of the prophecy of this book, for the time is at hand. He that is unjust, let him be unjust. Still in he which
And that's for the wicked pastors, the wicked other nations, Christians, Muslims that okay, you just don't want to believe, or you just want to say, oh, that's your interpretation, or that book, it's been tampered with. We don't actually have the real writing, but the Quran, it's the original, right? Make that make sense. How do you know that? For one, like we got the original writing in the Quran, but that book been tampered with. But this book hasn't, because it's in Arab. Arabs saved it for us. You know this was good because it came from Arab. It's in Arabic and it came from Arabs. This is the voice of a Negro, by the way. Yeah. Right. But anyway, he said, for them, let them, if they unjust, let them remain unjust. Go ahead.
And behold, I come quickly.
Wait.
Oh, you skipped it. Start 11.
Finish where you was reading from. Yeah, start from top.
He that is unjust, let him be unjust. Still in he which is filthy, let him be filthy. Still in he that is righteousness,
Righteous.
righteous, let him be righteous.
Mm-hmm.
Still in he that is holy, let him be holy still.
Go ahead.
And behold, I come quickly, and my reward is with me to give every man according as his work shall be.
Whoa. So this is the end game. You're going to receive of what?
Reward.
We're based off of what?
Your behavior.
Right.
Keeping the law, statutes,
Right. But they talking about it, and they come up confident. They'll come up to a class or a camp speaking, and they'll say, "How you get saved by works?" And you like, "Yeah, works and faith." And then they, "Oh yeah, so you don't know the Bible? You don't know the Bible?" Wait a minute. It says this the judgment is going to be you receive according to your work.
Yeah.
Last chapter, last book.
Yeah, Salakia. 20 and 12 says it even stronger.
Mm-hmm.
It was a second witness. He's saying the same thing, but he like say more in depth. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, where they getting that from?
Mm-hmm.
Bring that out, I don't know.
You want to?
Revelation 20 and 12.
You mentioned it. If you want to read it, we can read
I
it.
forgot.
Let me get it
You
then.
wanna go first?
I'll pull it. You still holding where you're at, by the way. You hear me?
Yeah, it's just one verse.
Yeah.
And I got no one behind.
Well, at 13, I could read 13 too.
All right.
And I saw the dead, small and great, stand before Yahweh, and the books were opened. And another book was opened, which is the book of life. And the dead were judged out of those things which were written in the books according to their works.
Second Ezra 2. I ain't going there.
Yeah,
Second Ezra 9 though. Yeah. And that Second Ezra 9 adds the faith. So like, yeah, faith. Faith was one of the main problems from the get-go. But why you don't obey? Because you don't have faith. Like it's just another one. They just make stuff up. How can you have faith but you disobey? Then what do you have faith in? You wanted 13?
you can just stop it there.
All right.
That's
So where you want to go?
Yeah, I was gonna go for 14 and 12. Revelation 14 and 12.
So you too, when you get judged by God, what you getting judged off of?
Our behavior,
Yeah, your behavior. If you followed what or not.
the commandments.
Right.
All right, Revelations 12, 14 and 12. Here is the patience of the saints. Here are they that keep the commandments of Yahweh and the faith of Jesus.
The faith, and so what they talking about? I don't think. First off, your regular everyday Christian isn't going home and reading the Bible.
No.
You're going to church.
Right.
You're getting that word, or you're listening to whatever the pastor says, and you just believe that because he has a degree that he's reading it or teaching you out of it. So if you're not reading you got a regular reading regimen of the other books that he tells you to read, like Matthew, John, Mark. If you ain't reading them on a regular basis, you definitely ain't reading Revelation, because you're going to pick it up. You don't know what it's talking about.
Yeah, and most Christians look at you. Oh, what school did you go to?
Mm-hmm.
I don't see no college. You know.
What college? Right.
I mean, who wants to go to stupidary school?
Mm-hmm. But they do. They value that.
That just lie to you all day, every day.
Mm-hmm. The Bible clearly says that this judgment coming is gonna be based off of works. They say, don't gotta do works. Keeping the commandments. You don't gotta keep commandments. It's the last book. Mm-hmm.
Salaki. It also could show that there's a shadow of your position of judgment. I'm going to read the scripture, John 14, 15.
Wrong book. Go ahead.
Because the young king over here read the scripture, let him be filthy who is filthy.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, okay. So it says, if ye love me, keep my commandments, and I will pray to the Father, and he shall give you another comforter, that he may abide with you forever. Even the Spirit of truth, whom the world cannot receive, because it seeth him not, neither knoweth him, but ye know him, for he dwelleth within you, and you shall shall be in you. So the very Spirit of truth, they're telling you that they're saying with their own mouths that the very Spirit of truth is not in them,
Mm-hmm.
because Christ has not prayed to the Father to send the Spirit of truth to them so that they could save.
Right. Yeah, and we see that, but they can't see it, because, like you said, he hasn't prayed for them to have it yet.
Can I throw one more out there?
All right.
Galatians 4 through 6.
Go ahead.
Galatians 4 through 6. But when the fullness of time was come, Yahweh sent his son, made of a woman, made under the law, to redeem them that were under the law, that we might receive the adoptions of sons. And because ye are sons, Yahweh have sent forth the Spirit of his Son into your hearts, crying, Abba, Father. So there's no heart that can believe by its own self-fleshly will. It can only come to that belief because Christ has petitioned the Father. The Father has sent the Spirit of truth into your heart, and that truth is what can cry to the Father for you.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So we, like, when we're talking about believe, it's the same misconception that we have when we talk about what love is to Christians. They think it's cushy feelings, but it's not keeping the commandments. Well, same thing when we talk about believe. We believe that we can believe in the flesh, but the kind of belief that's biblical is the belief that can turn it says the word is perfect in converting the soul. That soul that can only cry under the Spirit of truth back to the Father has to come from the Father.
Right. And that's a good point, and that goes into not being justified by that scripture says you're not justified by the law
Yes.
because you already broke the law.
Mhm.
You already broke it. So you keeping it now. Yeah, you're not justified. You're justified by the grace of the Father saying, okay, I'm going to forgive you. I'm going to justify you. And I'm going to send my spirit.
Yes.
I got another.
Well, where are you going? Because I want to.
I'm going back to the works. James 2.
All right, one more because I don't want to lose the original point.
Okay.
You know where you
I want to
you
start. at
still
20.
holding your spot?
Yeah, it's right here. Look, I have a book.
Oh, all right. James chapter 2.
Starting at 21. I'm gonna start at 21 and go down to 26.
James 2:21.
Go ahead.
Was not Abraham our father justified by works? We had offered Isaac his son upon the altar. Seest thou have faith wrought with his works? And by
And real quick, so he was justified by the works when he offered Isaac. Why would it say that the work of offering Isaac justified him by that work?
Faith
But faith in what?
works.
All right. Y'all are right, but
Faith
let
in
me go where
action.
I'm going. So
Faith in action.
like why did he? You're not wrong. I'm just I gave a blanket question, I think it's called. But anyway, why did he go to offer Isaac?
By obedience.
Right. He thought that God told him to. That's what I'm getting to. So that's why he was like, because remember, we just read the strange woman. She said, I brought my peace offerings and blah, blah. He wasn't justified because he just offered up Isaac and that was a good work. He thought God told him to. God sent that voice to tell him. And it was such a hard thing that who would even follow that? But he was like, you telling me give him up, I'm going to give him up. And it's, y'all said it though, obedience. He was told to do it and he obeyed. And that was a work that justified him, just like God commanded, keep these laws and you're justified by your obedience.
So like, when we look at Abraham, you see that this is a testament that Christ made himself. He says, not my will, but thy will, Father, right? So here's Abraham, the Most High is talking to him, and that couldn't be his will to sacrifice his son. But it was not his will, it was what the Lord told him. So you're looking at that same level of obedience.
Which goes to Moses and to Christ, which we was bringing out. The Most High commanded Moses, give us these laws, statutes, commandments, bring his will. Christ said, I ain't come to do my own will. I came to bring his will. And what I speak, he told me to, he commanded me to speak. All these righteous men, all these forefathers that was righteous and not wicked, they was righteous and justified off of their obedience. Go ahead, Yael.
22. See if thou have faith wrought with his works, and by works was faith made perfect. And the scriptures was fulfilled, which saith Abraham believed Yahweh, and it was imputed unto him for righteousness.
How are you claiming to believe God when you're saying that what he said doesn't matter no more? The commandments he gave, they're done away with. His own son, he put an end to it. This is belief, is the believing what he said. He said, you do this, you don't do that. That's faith, that's belief. Go ahead.
23. And the scripture was fulfilled, which saith Abraham believed Yahweh, and it was imputed unto him for righteousness, and he was called the friend of Yahweh.
And that made him the friend of Yahweh.
24. Ye see then how that by works a man is justified, and not by faith only. Likewise, also was not Rahab the harlot justified by works, when she had received the messengers and had sent them out another way? For For as the body without a spirit is dead, so faith without works is dead also.
Right. So that's why some of them try to do away with James. Even they try to say James is. There's some out there try to say he's non-canon. Anything that goes against the Esau's Christian dogma is non-canon. That's why the Apocrypha they say is non-canon.
It's not their book though.
Mm-hmm.
And that's
And that's what it shows. It's not your book.
Yeah. So how you gonna tell somebody else's book that's not canon because it doesn't agree with you?
Sharaki. And when you read, for as the body is without the spirit is dead, so faith without works is dead.
Also.
So we go back once again where it's Christ calling to the Father to send the spirit of truth in you because you're just a dead man. But until that transaction, until that faith in Christ, and he does that work and calling to the Father, that he sends that spirit of truth in you so that you could believe. And here it's showing you that for the body or the body without the spirit or that spirit of truth is still dead. You can't make the call. So they're dead. They're dead men talking about something that they can't see because they haven't been given the spirit of truth.
Well, it's not they can't see it, they don't want to see it. The only thing they want to live by is I just want to believe, and that's all I want to do. That's the end of it.
Stand corrected.
Yeah.
But a question, a statement, maybe better said, is that they can't believe on with that type of spiritual conviction.
Okay.
You said, I mean, right.
No. Where you at?
Huh?
Where you at?
13.
Pick it up.
I am Alpha and Omega. Omega?
You said 13? Or 13?
Yeah, verse 13.
The beginning and the end, the first and the last. Blessed are they do this, that do his commandments.
So it said, blessed are they that do his commandments. Go ahead.
That they may have right to the tree of life and may enter in through the gates into the city. For without are dogs and sorcerers and warmongers and murderers and
Idolaters.
And whosoever loveth and maketh a lie.
Now that's a lot of people. That's a lot of people. And one of the main lie is you don't have to do the commandments no more. And that's how you're blessed and you make the kingdom, by doing the commandments. For without those that don't are dogs, sorcerers, whoremongers, murderers, idolaters, and whosoever loveth and maketh a lie. That's the whole Christian church right there. Love and make a lie. Verse 16.
I, Yahushua, have sent my angels to testify unto you these things in the churches. I am the root and the offspring of David, and the bright and morning star. And the Spirit and the bride say, come, and let him that heareth say, come, and let him that is thirst come, and whosoever will let him take the water of the life freely. For I testify unto every man that heareth the words of the prophecy of this book. If any man shall add unto these things, Yahweh shall add unto him the plagues that are written in this book. And if any man shall take any from the words of the book of this prophecy, Yahweh shall take away his part out of the book of life and cut out of the holy city and from things which are written this book.
And that goes to show how, man, our people got to come up out of Christianity, Islam, all these different beliefs and philosophies that say that you don't have to keep the commandments of God, or just that downs the Bible. Got people not following that, and it says that you take away from the words of this prophecy, you have your part taken out of the book of life. This prophecy says that to make it to this kingdom, you have to keep the commandment, and outside are sorcerers. So you got these black people that's following the chakras and crystals. That's sorcery. You got black people in the Christian church talking about they can do it as they please. Christ died for them to just have hot girl summers and BYNs. That's taken from the word of this prophecy. Keep reading verse 20.
He which testifieth these things say, surely I come quickly. Amen. Even so come, Lord Jesus. The grace of our Lord Yahushua be with you all. Amen.
So that's enough on that point. Let's go back to Deuteronomy.
Can I do more before we go?
All right, where you want?
Joshua 1:8-9. This is your reward when you keep the commandments.
Go ahead.
This book of the law shall not depart out of thy mouth, but thou shalt meditate therein day and night, that thou mayest observe to do according to all that is written therein. For then thou shalt make thy way prosperous, and then thou shalt have good success.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're gonna put away the commandments and you can't do it no more, how you gonna get prosper? How you gonna prosper and have good success?
That's why the most Christians is always waiting. They always waiting.
Their blessing is through 10%
They wait.
tithe.
Yeah, they always waiting though.
Yeah.
The pastor keep telling them it's your season coming, your time's coming, but they just always waiting, and it never arrives.
His time, but his season is
his season every day.
every day.
Every day his season. So yeah, kind of. Deuteronomy 4:15.
Take heed, ye therefore, good heed unto yourselves. For ye saw no manner of similitude on the day that Yahweh spake unto you in Horeb, out of the midst of the fire, lest ye corrupt yourselves and make you a graven image, the similitude of any figure, the likeness of male or female.
And for example, Christ on the cross, Christ with the sheep, Virgin Mary statues. The cats be the so-called Christians and Catholics. They bow down and pray to these things. You was never supposed to do it. Christ never said do it. Islam, you got the Kaaba stone, and you got this. Looks like a butthole. For real, it looks like a butthole at the corner of it. Huh?
It represents the other one.
That represents the other hole, but looks like a butthole. I mean, nothing but ish comes out of this whole doctrine anyway. So it makes sense. But look, they go around and they bow and pray to it. You have to, if you're a Muslim, you have to once in your lifetime go to Mecca, circle this building 7 times, pray to this building. No, we praying to Allah. No, you praying to that building.
So
The commandment said, don't rear up the image and bow down to it. So you can say you're praying to anybody. You're bowing down to this building, and you go up to that butthole and you kiss it. That's what they do. They go up to that. Looks like a matter of fact, it looks like a jailhouse toilet, which is crazy because that's where 90% of us black people that send it get it from.
And so did Muhammad bow down to it and kiss it.
No, I don't think that was around when he came. You know what I'm saying?
To the stone as well.
yeah, it was around because It represents Saturn.
Mm-hmm.
It's supposed to be a
Matter of fact, it housed their gods.
yeah,
The building,
yeah,
it housed the 360 some gods.
yeah.
Because
And
I
then-
know, but when he came, he made the god out of the crescent moon. That was
Yeah.
the original Allah.
What he made though, he didn't get rid of the idolatry.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So that's why you have to take your what they call it, a pilgrimage to Mecca once in your life, and you have to circle that building and pray to it.
And it does have a history coming out of Buddhism. The cobblestone itself.
Like we was commanded when you're in captivity to face that building, the temple, to face Jerusalem. When you're in Jerusalem, you don't go up to the building and bow to the building like they do. So you got a lot of our people, some of our people in the Buddhism too, even though not a big majority, but even in Buddhism, they pray to a statue. And if you was in Jerusalem, this is what the heathens do. They got the Wailing Wall and they pray to it. All this is against the commandments of God. And every one of these religions in some way or form ties back to the Bible, which says, thou shalt not rear up an image to bow down to it. And that's what we're reading now. It says, not to rear up an image, likeness to anything. Verse 17.
The likeness of any beast that is on the earth, the likeness of any winged fowl that flieth in the air, the likeness of anything that creepeth on the ground, the likeness of any fish that is in the waters beneath the earth. And lest thou lift up thine eyes into heaven, and when thou seest the sun and the moon and the stars, even all the host of heaven, shouldest be driven to worship them and serve them, which the Most High Yahweh hath divided unto all nations under the whole heaven.
And what did he divide to the nations? The stars, the moon,
And they worship
the sun. They worship it, but it was given to all of us to do its service. Provide light, times, heat for the sun. Just they worship it. Go ahead.
Verse 20. But the Most High Yahweh hath taken you and brought you forth out of the iron furnace, even out of Egypt, to be unto him a people of inheritance, as ye are this day. Furthermore, the Most High was angry with me for your sakes, and swear that I should not go over Jordan, and that I should not go in unto that good land, which the Most High Yahweh giveth thee for an inheritance. But I must die in this land. I must not go over Jordan, but ye shall go over and possess that good land. Take heed unto yourselves, lest ye forget the covenant of the Most High Yahweh, which he made with you, and make you a graven image, or the likeness of anything that Yahweh thy power hath forbidden thee. For the Most High Yahweh is a consuming fire, even a jealous God. When thou shalt beget children and children's children, and ye shall have remained long in the land, and shall corrupt yourselves, and make a graven image or the likeness of anything, and shall do evil in the sight of the Most High Yahweh, to provoke him to anger. I call heaven and earth to witness against you this day, that ye shall soon utterly perish from off the land whereunto ye go over Jordan to possess it. Ye shall not prolong your days upon it, but shall utterly be destroyed.
Mm-hmm.
And Yahweh shall scatter you among the nations, and ye shall be left few in number among the heathen, whither Yahweh shall lead you.
And ain't they breaking all types of laws of God over there in the land today? But this has right, but they're thriving. They're thriving. They're on top of the world. This hasn't happened just goes show again. So who's the people over there? Because he said that if you do these things, you don't keep my ways, I call heaven and earth to witness that I'm gonna drive you away, that you'll perish, you won't prolong your days on the land, but be utterly destroyed and scattered. So anybody that's over there, because who on earth is keeping the commandments and the laws of God, is pushing them forth, is teaching that they haven't been done away with? It's only us. It's only us. So it shouldn't be anybody over there if they are the people, unless they're keeping the law. Like every law of this Bible should be established in the land. If Israel's in the land, you should be able to go to Israel and see everything here being kept, even the sacrifices, because Ezekiel lets you know when the kingdom's reestablished, it'll be sacrificing again. You don't see none of that, but you see, like you said, gay festivals. The biggest gay festival on the earth, and that's a direct violation of God's laws. And they're not even really believers in Christ, so they ain't even saying, "Oh, it's done away with." They just ain't keeping it. They just do as they please.
They kill anybody to get what they want.
Right. 28.
And there ye shall serve gods, the work of men's hands, wood and stone, which neither see, nor hear, nor eat, nor smell.
Mm-hmm.
But if from thence thou shalt seek the Most High Yahweh.
Mm-hmm. So when you're off scattered in other lands, and now you subject to other gods, kind of like we are here in America, it said, from thence, if you seek Yahweh, go ahead.
Thou shalt find him, if thou seek him with all thy heart and with all thy soul.
Mm-hmm.
When thou art in tribulation, and all these things are come upon thee, even in the latter days, if thou turn to the Most High Yahweh, and shalt be obedient unto his voice. For the Most High Yahweh is a merciful God. He will not forsake thee, neither destroy thee, nor forget the covenant of thy fathers, which he sware unto them.
That cuts that whole belief that something be done away with because Israel refused to follow. Israel wouldn't keep the commandments. You can't keep the commandments. It's impossible to keep the commandments. There are 600 and some laws and statutes.
White man has about 1,000 laws.
Yeah, you already broke them. Israel already broke the covenant. Yeah, but he said it would happen. He said he would punish Israel for that. And he said that when you scatter to these lands, if you from thence return and seek me with all your heart and soul, then I will not forsake thee. He said, I will not destroy you, nor forget the covenant of thy fathers, which he swore unto them. And that's the question. What covenant is to the fathers? I mean, not what covenant. Who is the fathers that the covenant is promised to and not to be forgotten? Even in the far distant times.
Noah.
The cup, is it to Noah? I mean, is it to Adam? Is it to Shem? Because Christ came and the covenants for everybody, right? But he said, I wouldn't forget your covenant to your fathers. And Islam teaches Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, Ishmael. What does the Bible teach? So who is he saying that I won't forget the covenant I made? Is it the people in the wilderness? Is it the hewers of wood? Is it the drawers of water? That's the question. Because it said, but the key thing he says to let you know who the covenant is for is the fact he won't forget it, the covenant that he made with the fathers. So who are the fathers is one of the most important things when it comes to this covenant being carried on through generations, even to the latter times. And the fathers are Exodus 32 and 13. Somebody read that.
Remember Abraham, Isaac, and Israel, thy servants, to whom thou swearest by thine own self, and saidest unto them, I will multiply your seed as the stars of heaven, and all this land that I have spoken of will I give unto your seed, and they shall inherit it forever.
So it's Abraham, it's Isaac, and Jacob, right? Second Ezra 3:13-16.
Now, when they lived so wickedly before thee, thou didst choose thee a man from among them, whose name was Abraham.
Because they always, all these different religions, they always talk on TV, the Abrahamic religions, or being the seed of Abraham. Okay, well, the seed of Abraham is specific. For one, we just read it. Abraham, Isaac, Jacob. So here we read again. So he chose a man, Abraham. Go ahead.
Verse 14. Him thou lovest, and unto him only thou shewedest thy will, and madest an everlasting covenant with him.
So now we got that everlasting covenant. He made it with Abraham. Go ahead.
Promising him that thou wouldest never forsake his seed.
And we got the seed of Abraham. As long as you the seed of Abraham. Is that anybody? Is that Keturah's kids? Is that Hagar's kids? Verse 16.
14 is when him thou lovest. So where in the other scriptures that God loveth any other body but Abraham and his descendants?
I'm looking.
Yeah, I'm still looking to find.
I'm waiting.
That, you know,
Anybody,
where's the love for any?
We got three people on YouTube. Any of y'all know? We're looking for the verse says he loves anybody else. So if you got it, drop it. If you got it, drop it. Not and no 316. We want specifics. We want nation by name.
Yeah.
We want forefather by name.
That's it.
Read 16. So who's the seed of Abraham? Verse 16.
And unto him thou gavest Isaac, and unto Isaac also thou gavest Jacob and Esau.
So Abraham had a bunch of sons, but it's letting us know a specific. Okay, Abraham was given Isaac to be his seed, and then Isaac had Jacob and Esau. So what about Jacob and Esau? Go ahead.
As for Jacob, thou didst choose him to thee, and put by Esau. And so Jacob became a great multitude.
So then Isaac had two sons, and one was chosen, Jacob. Esau was put by. No covenant, right? And Jacob became a great multitude. First Chronicles 16:13-17.
I got it.
There you go.
And somebody grab Hebrews 8 and 7. Go ahead.
First Chronicles chapter 16, verse 13. O ye seed of Israel, his servant, ye children of Jacob, his chosen ones.
So Israel is this chosen seed. Go ahead.
He is the Lord our God, his
And Yahweh is the God of Jacob. Go ahead.
Or in all the earth. Be ye mindful always of his
covenant.
Covenant.
So God has a covenant. It says be mindful of it. The God of Israel has a covenant for Israel to be mindful of. Go ahead. Go ahead. Be mindful of his covenant.
The word which he commanded to 1,000 generations.
So when did that end? When did we reach the 1,000th generation?
Yeah, you can't.
Because it's done away with.
Nah.
Yeah, 1,000 generations, right? And yeah, but Israel broke that covenant. Well, we're going through this because we're reading clearly. It says when you break the covenant, you're gonna get destroyed, you're gonna get scattered. But if while you're scattered, you turn to me and seek me, I won't forget this covenant that I made with your fathers. We see the scriptures over and over is redundant. Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. the seed isn't going to Ishmael. The seed isn't going to Keturah's kids. It's going to Isaac, or Hagar's kids. It's going to Isaac. And then he had 2 sons, and it's only going to one, and that's Jacob. What's the last verse you read?
17. Salakia. There's another discrepancy right here when it says, tell people in the comment, his chosen ones. Who else has he chosen out of the whole Bible?
Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah.
That's 2 of them. Right
that's
there.
2. I mean, we're waiting. I think everybody on here is on our side. So, but hey, just in case, any verses that show another nation being chosen, we're open to go over. But we see it's Abraham, it's Isaac, it's Jacob, and Jacob's children. Go ahead. Keep reading.
Of the covenant.
You gotta set up to read. That don't even sound right.
Even of the covenant which he made with Abraham, and of his oath to Isaac.
Mm-hmm. So the covenant was made with Abraham, and then his oath to Isaac. So the same covenant passed to Isaac. Go ahead.
And have confirmed the same to Jacob for a law, and to Israel for an everlasting covenant.
So that covenant went everlasting, never ended, 1,000 generations to Israel, the seed of Abraham, Israel, Jacob. Hebrews 8:7-13.
I got it, man. For if that first covenant had been faultless.
So now we're talking about the first covenant that was made with Israel, that was made with Abraham, Isaac, Jacob. If it had been faultless, go ahead.
Then should no place have been sought for the second.
Mm-hmm.
For finding fault with them.
So first and foremost, the Most High found fault with the covenant or people?
The people.
Yeah, it says finding fault with them because
he never broke his covenant.
Right, he never broke his covenant. That's what they like to, kind of throw out there. The covenant, it wasn't faultless. Okay, it was the people. The covenant. First off, the covenant is the agreement that he made with his people, and it's I'm gonna always do this, and you're gonna always do this, and then somebody, if that changes, it's because somebody broke it, which he never broke it. We did. Go ahead.
For finding fault with them, he said, behold, the days come, saith the Most High, when I make a new covenant with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah.
So, and then just reiterating again, this is New Testament. I don't understand where the confusion comes in, other than the fact that it's a lie from Satan. But if you actually read, or even if I don't understand how people can be in church and they'll read this verse, and then just because a man says, oh, but it includes everybody else too. And you'd be like, yeah, okay, that makes sense. It clearly says new covenant with Israel and Judah once again. And the reason for that new covenant isn't because it was something wrong with the covenant. The fault was in the people that broke it. Keep going.
Not according to the covenant that I made with their fathers in the day when I took them by the hand and led them out of the land of Egypt.
And they're going to say, oh, see, it's not according to the same covenant. That's because it's a new covenant. The covenant was broken. That's all that means. Not according to, it can't be according to that covenant, because we broke it. Deuteronomy 28:15-68 is what happens to you when you break it, and how now you're out of covenant. The covenant promised that these things wouldn't happen to you. The covenant promised that you would be above all nations. So when you're on the bottom, and when you've been scattered and sold into slavery fresh off of ships to never be redeemed again by man, That's you being out of covenant till he comes back to make a new one. So it's not according to that covenant because he brought you out of Egypt.
Because they continue not in the covenant of my covenant, and I regard them not,
See?
saith the Most High.
See that? It's not according to that covenant because that covenant promised you to be above all nations and you're not. You broke it. But I'm going to come back and make a new one with you. Because it has to be a new one. And it's different. And that's what it is going to go into. Keep going.
Verse 10, for this is the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel after those days, saith the Most High.
This is how it's not according to the first covenant. Go ahead.
I will put my laws into their mind and write them in their hearts, and I will be to them a power, and they shall be to me a people.
Okay, so now, what is different about this covenant that I will put the laws in mind? Who has a fresh memory of what we just read as a law and part of the covenant in preceding verses that's opposite of this?
I shall have no other God.
Nah, teach your children. Thou shalt teach them your sons and your children, right? That's part of the law and part of that covenant. So that's how this is not the same as the first one. Because when this covenant comes, you're not going to have to teach anybody. It don't got to be taught.
You know, it's going to be in you.
It's already, your sons are going to be born with it. Your daughters born with it. So that's how it's different. But what hasn't changed is what? Who is to?
Israel.
It said to Israel.
Mhm.
Keep going, verse 11.
And they shall not teach every man his neighbor and every man his brother, saying, know the Most High, for all shall know me from the least to the greatest.
And another one, in the old covenant, Israel was on top of the world and in all that stuff. Maybe that's different. Let's see. It would say it if that's different.
Yeah.
Because it's going over what's different about the new covenant. So go ahead.
12. For I will be merciful to their unrighteousness and their sins and their iniquities will I remember no more.
And that's what we just read in Deuteronomy. He said, I'm gonna destroy them, send them to serve other gods and other nations, scatter them. But if they return, that's exactly what we read in here in the New Testament, right? So the Old Testament don't matter. Go ahead.
Verse 13. In that he saith, a new covenant he has made, the first old, now that which decay and wax old is ready to vanish away.
Mm-hmm. And what? I mean, it's simple. So the whole purpose of new covenant is I'm still not breaking my end. So the Most High's end of the covenant is what we read up here. That even in the latter days, if you turn to Yahweh and be obedient, I will not forsake thee, nor destroy thee, nor forget the covenant of your fathers. That's what you read in the New Testament when he says, a new covenant, I made the first old.
So it would be more like a renewed covenant then, right?
Well, it's a new one because it's a, I mean,
Some
yeah,
say
you
that.
could
They-
use that.
some
That's
say that,
to
like-
me, that's just verbiage.
Yeah, but that's what be getting people mixed up. When they think new, they think all of that from before is gone because this one
Mm-hmm.
is not included. That's why they think the law is done, because they think this covenant doesn't
Right.
include the law.
Right. And they and exactly. And what's their problem? Their problem is it's telling us exactly what it is. And they just, because a pastor or theology school or Edomite told them, oh, it means something different, and they don't read. You have to white out this. You have to keep the white out handy and you have
Relies
to,
on-
yeah, go ahead and wipe these parts out, right? Because whether it's new or renewed or
It's still for
something
Israel.
different, yeah, and it says it's for Israel.
Yeah.
It verbatim. It
Yeah.
says, "I'm make this new covenant with Jacob." It's so you have to just
Yeah, I still don't see the covenant of Christ in it. The new covenant of Christ. I haven't come across that reading yet. That the Christians always
because
profess it.
it's the covenant of the pastor. That's the doctrine of devils.
Yeah.
Salafi, if I may say, it is a covenant that we're talking, a contract
Mhm.
that exists between Israel and the Most High, right? And the scripture tells us, upon 2 or 3 witnesses, let the matter be established. So we go to Jeremiah 31, and it's basically an echoing of this same thing that's in the New Testament, from Old Testament to New Testament. All it is that Israel broke the contract. So that contract is being torn up, not changed. It's being torn up, and it has to have a revision.
Yeah.
Because there's someone who's being given grace and mercy to be able to come back into a contract that was by promise because of Abraham.
Yeah, like that tearing up.
Hosea will be another
Yes.
witness.
Yeah.
for that.
Yep.
People that would call now.
Yeah, I was gonna throw them in too.
And those are the 2 or 3 witnesses and more.
Yeah.
The matter is being established.
And that tearing up, like you said, the curses of Deuteronomy, that's the tearing up. That's the thing about it. That's the tearing up. That's why when you come back in 30, and it don't say until 30.
Right.
If you basically what we
Reach
just read in
the
this
contract,
chapter,
here
if
we go.
130, if you're in the land and you acknowledge your sins and why you're in the condition you're in, and you return as a people, and then I'll put the curses on your enemies. That didn't come right after 28. It came because 29 is like, I'm making this covenant in front of you, and next to the hewers of stone, and this, that, and third. And now they come back around and they say, see, the covenant's even with the heathen that's in the wilderness. But nah, 28 said them heathen, this your strangers amongst you, they're gonna get above you during that tearing up of the covenant. So yeah, let's go back. Verse 32.
For ask now of the days that are past, which were before thee, since the day that Yahweh created man upon the earth. And ask from the one side of heaven unto the other, whether there hath been any such thing as this great thing is, or hath been heard like it. Did ever people hear the voice of Yahweh speaking out of the midst of the fire, as thou hast heard and lived? Or hath Yahweh essayed to go and take him a nation from the midst of another nation by temptations, by signs, by wonders, and by war, and by a mighty hand, and by a stretched out arm, and by great terrors, according to all that the Most High Yahweh your God did for you in Egypt before your eyes? Unto thee it was shown, that thou mightest know that Yahweh, he is the Most High. There is none else beside him. Out of heaven he made thee to hear his voice, that he might instruct thee. And upon earth he showed thee his great fire, and thou heardest his words out of the midst of the fire. And because he loved thy fathers, therefore he chose their seed after them, and brought thee out in his sight with his mighty power out of Egypt, to drive out nations from before thee, greater and mightier than thou art, to bring thee in, to give thee their land for an inheritance, as it is this day. Know therefore this day, and consider it in thine heart, that Yahweh, he is the Most High in heaven above, and upon the earth beneath. There is none else. Thou shalt keep therefore his statutes and his commandments which I command thee this day, that it may go well with thee, and with thy children after thee, and that thou mayest prolong thy days upon the earth, which the Most High Yahweh giveth thee forever. Then Moses severed 3 cities on this side Jordan toward the sunrising, that the slayer might flee thither, which should kill his neighbor unawares, and hated him not in times past, and that fleeing unto one of these cities he might live, namely Bezer in the wilderness, in the plain country of the Reubenites, and Ramoth in Gilead of the Gadites, and Golan in Bashan of the Manassites. And this is the law which Moses set before the children of Israel. These are the testimonies and the statutes and the judgments which Moses spake unto the children of Israel after they came forth out of Egypt. On this side Jordan, in the valley over against Beth Peor, in the land of Sihon, king of the Amorites, who dwelt at Heshbon, whom Moses and the children of Israel smote after they were come forth out of Egypt. And they possessed his land and the land of Og, king of Bashan, 2 kings of the Amorites, which were on this side Jordan toward the sunrise. Slakia. Ain't that the king that they cut his stomach and all the dirt came out or something like that? Ain't that him? That's not him. That's not the king. I'm thinking.
Nah, that was in Judges,
Yeah,
and that was I think his name was Eglon or something. He was king of Moab. I know that.
Yeah,
So it was same nation.
Okay.
Same nation.
He had the same name.
The one in
We look later.
nah, it definitely wasn't Og.
Okay.
It wasn't Og.
He
That's
why.
why he might have been from Bashan, but
Something
this,
sounded
remember this is
before.
future. No, Judges is future.
Right. Right.
So yeah.
48.
Yeah, 48.
From Aroer, which is by the bank of the river Arnon, even unto Mount Sion, which is Hermon, and all the plain of this side Jordan eastward, even unto the sea of the plain, under the springs of Pisgah.
Mm-hmm. So that's the end of that chapter. Real quick. So I don't want to start next chapter, but real quick, it said that, you know, the law set before the children of Israel, testimonies, statutes, judgments, which Moses spake unto the children of Israel after they came forth out of Egypt. And if you do these laws, it said above that it would go well with us if we kept these laws. It would go well with our children after us, and that we would prolong our days upon the earth, right? So we got the people that hate our guts that's been trying to destroy us from the inception of this nation, right? This so-called nation under God. And that's where we're getting these beliefs about Christ and about him doing away with the laws of God. That's who runs the theology schools that teaches our pastors, gives them a lot of money, and then has us fooling has them fooling the masses.
Even some of our own Israelite people,
right?
Same thing, selling us out.
So, just before we get up out of here, who did Christ die for? Matthew 1:21. Somebody.
Matthew 1:21. And she shall bring forth a son, and thou shalt call his name Yahweh, for he shall save his people from their sins.
So, it said he saved his people from his sins, from their sins. Who's his people? Israel, right?
Matthew 2:6.
Yeah, his people's Israel. Why would they need to be saved from their sins? In the chapter we just read, it said what would happen as a punishment for our sins? We'd be destroyed, right? Yeah, breach of contract, destroyed, scattered to the nations. So he came to save his people from their sins. Get the Luke 4. It's like 21.
I got it.
Um,
Talking about the gospel.
hold up. No, my fault. I don't want Luke 4. I want Luke
168.
21.
I messed you up.
Huh?
I messed you up.
Well, a little bit.
21.
Yeah. Started 20. Just to show that wasn't saying that him coming didn't save us right away. He was here to save his people, but that saving would happen in the future because this would have to happen first. And this is out of red letter, Christ's own mouth. Luke 21 and 20.
Luke 21 and 20. And when ye shall see Jerusalem compassed with armies, then know that the desolation thereof is nigh.
Mm-hmm.
Then let them which are in Judea flee to the mountains, and let them which are in the midst of it depart out. And let not them that are in the countries enter therein too. For these be the days of vengeance, that all things which are written may be fulfilled.
What are some of the things that were written that had to be fulfilled? Deuteronomy, but these are days of vengeance, being made desolate, scattered to all kingdoms. Deuteronomy 28, 15 to 68. That's the days of vengeance. Go ahead.
23. But woe unto them that are with child, and to them that give suck in those days, for there shall be great distress in the land, and wrath upon this people.
Mm-hmm.
And they shall fall by the edge of the sword, and shall be led away captive into all nations. And Jerusalem shall be trodden down by the Gentiles until the time of the Gentiles be fulfilled.
Mm-hmm.
And there shall be signs.
So what's that? What we just read in Deuteronomy.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we're going to read in Deuteronomy 28, 15, 68. Then it says until when though? It says until the time of the other nations are fulfilled. So that's why we're still in this thing. That's why the earth is ran by the Gentiles. That's why the Bible is taught and basically ran by the Gentiles.
Publishing company.
Yeah, because we're
Barber
still
Publishing.
right. We're still in them times. So Christ said, though he's coming to save his people. His people had to go through the things that we've been through here in America, in various different places in the earth throughout the time from then on to now, right? So, that's the lie that they've created with Christ.
Because if you look at the heathens, if they really wanted to make amends with us, they would stop all they're doing, the lies, the corruption. But that it's like it's like when y'all heard about
In fact,
The Pope is asking for us to forgive them for putting us in slavery. That's just
they acknowledging their part.
yeah, but they're just talking. That's lip service. You're saying a whole lot, but you ain't. What are you gonna add to that?
Yeah.
What are you gonna give us? You gonna give us everything we lost because of forgiving y'all is not helping us.
Yeah, it's time for America to follow suit. That's their spiritual leader. The Pope.
Right.
Yeah, but my thing is,
Now you got to do what he said.
yeah, but my thing is, you can't give me lip service without substance.
Because
Read,
they denied it in that one that all the other nations, said it's the worst atrocity in the world.
let me get on that point you made, right? You said if the nations really loved us,
If they wanted to make amends with us,
wanted to make amends,
yeah, then everything would stop what they're doing, poisoning the water, the land, taking advantage of us with the gas prices. Whatever you can see, you can name, they're taking advantage of us.
get Ezekiel, what somebody read Ezekiel 33:14-16. And that's a good point. If you really want to make amends, this is what the Bible says is amends.
14.
Down to 16.
Again, when I say unto the wicked, thou shalt surely die, if he turn from his sin and do that which is lawful and right.
Mm-hmm.
If the wicked restore the pledge,
Mm-hmm.
give again that he had robbed.
So it ain't just a sorry.
Yeah, pay back.
Yeah, it's a payback. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Walk in the statutes of life without committing iniquity. He shall surely live. He shall not die.
Mm-hmm.
None of his sins that he had committed shall be mentioned unto him. He had done that which is lawful and right. He shall surely live.
And that's the words of the Most High.
That's it right there.
Yeah, that's it. That's words of the Most High. If you want to make amends,
Don't give us this.
that's
Don't give us lip
yeah,
service.
that's amendment.
Yeah.
But what's happening
I think you're long.
where we at? They the only ones voting that no amendment shouldn't be made. So they going above and beyond.
Yeah.
Like, nah, it's not even it's not even as bad as they say it is, because they say it's not the most atrocious thing that's happened to people on earth.
I keep to say they're supposed to listen to the Pope, right?
Yeah, yeah.
The whole world's supposed to listen to the Pope.
Yeah.
Salaki.
Mm.
When we're reading Ezekiel, right?
That book?
Is the audience 33? Is the audience the world?
Well, the audience is Israel. This
So we
is
talk
Israel,
about
but I'm talking about amends, though.
I'm with you. Because this could be circumspect because you still got other laws. The law says when thou enter into the land, be sure not to shed innocent blood.
Mhm.
Innocent blood defileth the land, and the only way that land can be cleansed is by the blood that defileth it.
Yeah,
So where are the
Yeah.
nations that have not defiled every land that they're at? So there's a judgment for them. We had a judgment.
yeah,
There's an equitable judgment.
Yeah.
kind. I mean, there's a judgment,
Yeah.
and we know that
We know they got to still pay.
we know that we
Yes.
talking about Christ. He's coming back.
Yes.
His garment is going to be covered in blood. So, yeah,
And he's the negotiator, right? He's the chief negotiator when it comes down to the nations that have put their hand on the apple of the Most High's God, right?
I wouldn't call him a negotiator. He's a mediator for us. But when he comes
He'll
back,
plead.
it's
He'll plead, right? He's going to plead, which is rhetorical. He's gonna
yeah,
put him to
right,
death,
right.
So
Mhm.
then my question to you is, if somebody raped, robbed, and murdered your family,
hmm
doesn't matter how many generations, who is fit to go into the room with the nations and negotiate the value of your mother? You're more wickeder than the people who are coming to ask for an apology.
hmm
I wouldn't want to accept the reparations that man has to give, because I think my hand would become evil, because these are the sons and daughters of the Most High.
hmm
And he said, be still and watch our salvation. So we're going to break into this courtroom where the Most High is mediating justice for his elect and make a deal.
Yeah, I mean, you can never get a full
Yeah.
full reparation anyway, because it's not just items, it's not just land.
Yeah.
So it's impossible for us to negotiate.
Well, we don't.
Well, we can't negotiate, but I'm saying it's impossible to get full reparations because full reparations means. Let me show you why it's impossible. Because who's going to give this?
I'm saying this is what the Pope trying to do.
Right.
You know.
So we know all of that's fame.
Yeah. I'm just
That's
saying,
already
and I'm saying, how can that be possible? And but the insult was when he said that he made no other offers on top of that. That's to let you know he's got bull crap with him. Yeah.
And I'm with you with that.
Yeah, lip service. Like I said.
But could he call us out to judgment? Because we want to be greedy or we want to get in the way of how the Most High is going to give perfect judgment on the earth.
Yeah.
Because he tells us to be still and watch him work, and see your salvation. How can any man negotiate for what belongs to the Most High? My grandma don't belong to me. It belongs to the Most High. Every tear she had, every suffering, every fear that she had, because he has his eyes has 1,000 sons on that occasion. He personally and intricately know the suffering of Israel. So how can I negotiate something I do not know?
Well, I wouldn't negotiate anyway because.
But that's reparations is a payoff.
Yeah, I know.
So
But I wouldn't trust that because they come back and steal it from you anyway, and then you got the dumb ones gonna give it
I'm
back to
saying
them.
forget the stealing back.
Yeah.
It's are we robbing God, sitting at the table with these demons, negotiating a value on the suffering of us just here on this rock for under 500 years?
Oh no, hold on.
I don't really think.
Let me close out
Yeah.
before we carry on. Yeah, but I was going to show this last scripture though. Why you can't never be get a full reparation.
Exactly.
The reason you can get 40 acres and a mule, you can get land.
That's nothing.
You're never going to get full reparations because this is full reparations. And 2 Ezra 7:10 says, and I said, it is so, Lord. Then said he unto me, even so also is Israel's portion. So the context is it's talking about Israel and their portion. Verse 11, because for their sakes I made the world. And when Adam transgressed my statutes, then was decreed that now is done. The point being, are you going to give rulership of the world back? Because that's reparations.
Yeah.
They're never going to give full reparations because that means giving dominion back to the rightful people of the earth, which is Israel. So let me close out before we continue.
Kingdoms are set up.
So yeah, that's going to be it for class. We'll pick back up next week, chapter 5, Deuteronomy. Hope the class was edifying. We'll give all praise, glory, and honor Yahweh B'Shem Mashiach Yahweh Shai. If you're coming out to the feast tomorrow, look forward to seeing you there. So Shabbat Shalom and Kwam Yashalom.
Kwam Yashalom.